Hi YouTube, welcome to Getting Wiser episode 6. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. Been away for a while. Anyway, today's video will be pretty straightforward. All we have to do is add a sound directly to an object through animations or blueprints. If you already know how to do this with UE4 sound cues, you don't need this tutorial. Also, this mostly takes place on the UE4 side. If I go fast on the Wwise part, all of this was covered in previous tutorials. So without further ado, let's get started. Today in our grab bag of sounds, we're using footsteps for this demonstration. I'm also just using a random sound, in this case a song I created. I'm just going to jump ahead to where everything's been imported. So let's select all 4 sounds and put them into a random container. We'll also set up some quick attenuation to these sounds. If you're wondering why we are only using one set of sounds for footsteps, it is because next time I'll show you how to switch the sounds between them from, let's say, concrete to wood to water. To add a little bit more variancy between the sounds, we will also take their pitch and randomize it as well. Remember, just right-click and click Enable Randomization. So now let's make a play event for the walking container and this new sound we just created. Now they're ready. Let's drag and drop these play events into UE4 and set up our banks. First, let's do animation-driven sounds. As a side note, though this may be a third-person view, you can use this for any animation. And if you use it on other animations other than your main character, that's where attenuations will matter. So let's open up our animations. Since I'm in the third-person preset, I'll go to the Animations tab. Click on the one labeled Running. So now let's break down what we see. Highlighted in blue is our character animation. In the bottom right is our list of animations. Highlighted in yellow is our bone system, and highlighted in green is our timeline. For sound purposes, the only thing that's important is our timeline. We can scrub across our timeline, which means you can drag the pointer to see it in different points in time. All we have to do is find where our sound should go, and then right-click, and then click Add AK Notify. Once we have added in our notify, select it, and go to the right side of the window and now choose the sound you want. Once that is done, you can click play at the bottom, and it should play the animation and the sounds back. In the UE4 demo, UE4 was being weird and did not play it back this time. So if you're ever unsure, you can always bring it into the game and hear the sounds then. That concludes the animation portion. Now let's move on to the blueprint portion. But you might ask yourself, well, can't I just add an ambient sound to an object in the world? Yes, you can, and I'm currently showing that off in the demo. But the problem with this is that it lacks the awesomeness of a blueprint in the sense that you can have the sound turn on and off via blueprint, or you can have the sound completely change via blueprint as well. As you can see, the ambient sound follows this block very well though. So if it's just an ambient sound that doesn't move very much, or it constantly loops, this way is perfectly fine. So let's now move on to the blueprint. I already have one set up. If you want to know how I got it to move, just look up Timeline Demo for UE4 online. So let's first take a look at our viewport. All we have to do is click Add Component in the top left and choose AK. It creates a Wwise node for us. You can then preview a sound's attenuation from the drop-down on the right, and if you go into the world and click on the blueprint, you'll see its radius as well. If we drag and drop this blueprint into the world, it won't autoplay the sound. We have to go to the event graph. Once in our event graph, with the AK sound selected, drag out a pin or right-click. Then choose Audio Kinetic and then click Post Event. Then in the drop-down, choose our sound again. This is where the versatility of blueprints will come in handy, because now you can choose which sound plays, and you can have multiple sounds play from this blueprint. Now compile, save, and play. If you notice in the demo, the sound plays constantly. If this were a regular UE4 sound cue, the sound would restart each time you went into the attenuation radius. That concludes this week's Getting Wiser demo. Next time I'll show you guys how to make a switch container. This will be used for footsteps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time!